What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Rainy, with RTS Mobile Gaming. We're playing Sea of Conquest today, and happy Friday! It is Friday. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a fantastic evolution of the actual meta build. You've all seen my anti-metas. Now I'm going to show you a meta that is stronger than what a lot of people are running. Get excited for that. We'll also talk really quickly about the sponsor for this video, Packsify, in a minute, so get excited. So, this video, like I said, is about how to elevate the meta build, and I will start by showing you a comparison of a report between myself, a level 34, and Don Corleone, OPG's leader, who is level 37. Shout out to Don, he's actually a cool dude. But I'm happy to be using this report to showcase one version of the meta versus another and why mine is a little bit stronger. So get excited, here we go. As you can see here, I have 36.8 million power. He's got 39.5, so just under a 3 million power difference. Like I said, I'm 34, he's 37, and we are running very similar builds, okay, with a few differences. He is using a Cutthroat Meta just like I am. Let's actually take a look at his Warhammer so you can see the stats on this thing. He's got 2 maxed out gold trinkets, a maxed out purple in here, Blade of Freedom, 177,000 attack. Let's actually open these up. We can compare. I'm running 2 maxed out crit trinkets as well. So the actual stats that he's running here are going to be dramatically higher, almost 20% higher attack stats than I'm running. He's got higher impact, he's got higher armor, he's got another 12-13% health, he's got much higher crit rate, as you can see here. So why am I demolishing his ships? That is a great question, okay? He's got much lower critical resistance, okay? We've got very similar crit damage. So really, the question is, what is happening and why? Well, that is going to come down to the rage generation on this build. I'm able to generate a lot more rage a lot faster. And because I have much higher critical resistance on all of my ships, it is really, really tough for him to overcome. Even though he does way higher damage than I do, it is very tough to overcome the differentials here. So let me talk real quick about the sponsor for this video, Packsify, and then I'll get into the actual build itself and walk you through how it is different than the typical meta. So get excited. If you guys are not aware, Packsify is a fantastic pack purchasing service, okay? You can click the link in my video description. It will take you to their website, to their Discord. They have a new app that is coming out. In fact, it definitely isn't beta right now. It might be coming out pretty soon, so get excited for that. Click the link there. They've been around for over 3 years. They save players more than $4 million. Okay, Discord community, 10,000 members. Check that out. And if you are going to purchase Packsify and you want to go buy some of these $100 or $50 packs, okay, Packsify is going to be able to get you this $108.24 US dollar pack for anywhere from 15 to 35% discount depending on what region you are from and what your native currency is, okay? So, again, check out Packsify in my description for the video. Like and subscribe as well, and thank you to Packsify for sponsoring this video. Now, let's take a quick look at the actual build, and I'll walk you through how everything is set up. Get excited. So, first off, I am running with a dual set here on the flagship. I have incredibly high armor and HP and critical resistance here. As you can see, 5,500 armor on the flagship. Okay, I am using a dual Sovereign Yamata set. This means I'm still getting the 15% armor from Sovereign of the Sea, and I'm getting 10% HP from Yamata. Some people may prefer to run full Yamata set. You definitely can do that here because having this damage reduction for 6 seconds every 10 seconds is also very, very powerful, but I am attempting to go with a crazy high armor build and just see where that does for me, okay? So I have incredibly high armor there. I have, actually, maybe I'm just missing some pieces. I probably just need to switch to full Sovereigns, full Yamata set because the 25 Yamatas actually have armor on them. I think when I was making this build, I didn't have these, and I just recently got these. I don't remember why I did this, but you can run full Yamatas, or you can run what I'm running right now, which is still going to give you incredibly great stats, okay? And I have crit resistance on the figurehead and the sail. This is going to boost my flagship's critical resistance rate. all the way up into the 120 plus range, which, as you saw with the enemy Don Corleone's crit rate at 140, he is only going to have a 20% chance to hit me with a critical strike, which is going to dramatically drop his damage output when he's hitting my flagship, okay? For the other couple ships here, I'm running another tank set. This is the Goddess Sajit. I am running 2 Golden Eagle shields on the Goddess Sajit. I am also running critical resistance on the figurehead and the sail. This is going to, again, put me up in the 120% range. And here I am using full Yamadas, which means I have the armor bonus on my helm. That puts this ship, it has less HP than the flagship because I don't have 3 Constitution heroes, or 2 Constitution heroes, but I do have phenomenal armor, pretty solid HP, and I have the full damage mitigation bonus from Yamada. You definitely want this on the bait ship since it has lower HP. You are going to be triggering this damage reduction. It's going to be very, very beneficial for you. So I'm able to use this ship as a secondary aggro puller. It is grabbing a ton of aggro from these 2 Eagle shields, redirecting an incredible amount of damage to this ship. It's also dealing a decent amount of damage as well in support, so it's drawing aggro from that. So I'm able to really split the damage I'm taking from that ship. If I just pull up some of these reports here, I'll show you how the actual stats on the damage received. As you can see here, it did receive a decent amount of damage in this fight, way more than Strategy and Stormbringer. It looks like he did land a couple critical hits against my Warhammer, which is why it took more damage. But if we go to, say, the next report here, we're going to see that the artillery ship actually took the most damage in this report. So on average, I would say I usually do take more damage on the bait ship than the other ships. And obviously, because my armor is almost double on the bait ship, and I have the 35% reduction for 6 seconds every 10 seconds, okay? The bait ship is probably absorbing closer to 5 million damage that my other minions are not having to absorb. So the bait ship is really successful in redirecting enemy damage. I absolutely love it. What else are we doing? Well, we're doing something slightly different. I am using the Stormbringer as a pure support ship. It does a little bit of damage with Tanaka and his Drifting Wanderer, but really I'm just using those items to proc Vargur's Fury. So between Tanaka and his Drifting Wanderer, he's dealing a little bit of damage. He is also triggering Vargur's Fury, which is giving more rage regen to Cordelia and Wanda. I really want Cordelia and Wanda to have higher rage regen, because when Cordelia triggers her heal, every 10 seconds she is giving 2 other ships with high attack 100 rage. This is a big deal. She also has her elixir giving 120 rage every, it says every 3 seconds on cooldown, but it's really every 3 to 5 seconds because it only has a 30% chance to trigger. So anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds, she's triggering 120 rage. Every 10 seconds, she's triggering 100 rage on 2 ships. So she offers great rage regen. She is also going to do incredible healing with the amount of rage generation bonus that's happening on Vargur's Fury. It is going to really boost her healing way up, okay? Then we have Wanda over here. Wanda, again, is going to be really benefited by this massive rage generation. She, is going to be giving bonus attack to my entire fleet. She's going to be triggering bonus attacks from a couple of these ships. She's going to be triggering a ton of rage generation for the ship she is on. So here we go. We're now snowballing Cordelia and Wanda into this massive healing rage regen machine, okay? And it's really, really powerful. Tanaka is going to benefit from the rage generation as well, but since we are not running attack stats or crit stats on this ship, it's really just he's a one-man army dealing a couple million damage in a fight, triggering Vargur's Fury, okay? And on this ship, I am using the attack bonus on the figurehead. I'm using the attack bonus on the helm, giving me 55% bonus attack between those 2 items. Which is able to keep my attack stat pretty high on this ship, considering I'm running crazy tanky as well, with a Yamada crit resistance sail, okay? And now let's get into the 2 damage ships. First, we have the strategic ship. This is still a massive damage dealer. This ship hits like an absolute truck, and because Griffin reduces the aggro on his ship through one of his 4-star skill here, he dramatically reduces the aggro his ship does. He really limits the damage his ship takes early in the fight, especially because I have 2 massive aggro pulls on the flagship and on the Goddess Sajit. Therefore, Griffin is able to drop an incredible amount of damage with Boa and Molly on the Fearless Princess. We are using Blade of Freedom here, and we are using a crit resistance figurehead, giving me pretty high crit resistance, even though this is a high damage ship, okay? And lastly, let's take a look at the Warhammer. This is the one you all want to see. I am doing two interesting things on this build that you may not have seen before. Maybe you have, okay? First off, we are using Blade of Freedom. We are also using a crit resistance figurehead on the Blade of Freedom to give myself an incredibly tanky, even though it's Blade of Freedom, an incredibly tanky setup here. And one of the reasons I'm using Blade of Freedom is because I want this 15% impact plus the impact on the Blade of Freedom pieces themselves. This is a big deal for this build, because I am using Blade of Freedom with incredibly high impact, and I'm also using Cost of Strength as a ship skill, okay? Now, this ship is not optimized. It has a purple skill here, so I'm missing about 9% damage here from Warlord's Blaze. It also has splash damage, which is completely useless for direct damage skills. This only affects basic attacks. So this is a useless skill for this ship. And I have a weakened skill here in Warlord's Blaze. So really only two of the skills on this ship are good, which is Cost of Strength. Excuse me. That was nasty. Cost of Strength, large caliber broadsides, okay, giving me some attack and crit damage. But Cost of Strength is going to dramatically reduce the enemy's armor. It is going to reduce enemy armor by 32, okay, plus an additional 10 armor for every 20 impact I have, which basically means by half my impact. So I'm going to be reducing enemies' armor by about 2,200 when I hit them with a Cutthroat damage skill. That is a big deal. That is going to help all of my ships deal more damage to any targets the Cutthroat damage ship hits. It's also going to help my Cutthroat damage dramatically increase by 20-30%. It's relative to the enemy armor, so we can't say exactly what the increase is. It varies opponent to opponent. However, this Warhammer is going to, like I said, provide stellar damage, okay? So let's take a look at some of the damage breakdowns on those reports. I've also got some group reports to show you, so let's start with some of those. Let's see, I favorited one or two of them, I think. This was a good one. This was a massive combat report against a ton of OPG folks at a port. I was able to actually out-heal the damage they were dealing almost, so I only have dead troops. I have no wounded troops. I healed almost all the wounded troops here. And this is a nice long report over about 10 minutes. I was camping a port with a ton of auto traders, just trying to rack up damage to show you how the damage was scaling. Let's take a look at that. So as you can see here, 526 million cutthroat damage, 576 strategic damage, okay? We still have pretty solid 69 million burning damage, with Tanaka pumping out 49 million on this ship. He still does a lot of damage, okay? Even though he's not on a damaged ship, he still does pretty solid damage overall. The artillery, again, as this support tank didn't pump out a whole lot here. And then we do have the Cutthroat ship with Onimusha far in the lead for damage output, absolutely dominating, okay, and Griffin, Boa, Molly doing great work as well. We did make a few tweaks. I did adjust. So for this report, I am running, I think, with 2 strategic gems and 1 Cutthroat gem. This is with switching that to, Okay, I'm just going to try and find you some. I was just farming people this morning. This is just, again, killing auto traders all over the place. So this is with 2 Cutthroat gems and 1 strategic gem. So now we're getting a little more focus on the Cutthroat here. And then let's show you again those direct, straight combat battles. And I actually am excited to show you this. So don't get used to seeing meta videos, because I have a stronger video build I'm working on next that's actually better than this one, believe it or not. This is this is a decent report here. As you can see, the strategic and the Cutthroat damage are very comparable, and in fact, Griffin is still the highest damage hero on the field here. Griffin is an absolute monster, but the Cutthroat ship overall having 3 higher direct damage heroes. were able to pass strategic up. Let's look at the next report. Let's just look at a couple of these. Don, he attacked me. He thought he was going to beat me with his meta build. Not today. Here you see the Cutthroat ship actually doubling the strategic ship in damage output there. Probably had a couple lucky crits. I'm just showing you. We're just going through. He attacked me. He tried to change his build every time. You see his power changes slightly every fight. He tried to change his build here to counter me. Let's see what his crit rate was in this build. Maybe he made some swapperoos. So here he's using Sovereign Yamada on this ship. He's got lower crit rate, low crit damage here. He didn't perform. And then here, what's he got on the latest one? Let's go look. Let's go take a look. This is just, yeah, let's see. Okay, and what has he done here to try and kill me this time? Here he's got Kojo in here. What is this? Oh, this thing is bugging out. This is not showing correctly. He's got some weird old build on this one. I don't know what he was doing here. He was swapping some things around. But long story short, Cutthroat damage is doing well. There's a reason this build is the meta, okay? And hopefully through the video I've shown you today, you now understand the better way to approach the meta with a more balanced approach that can redirect a lot of damage off of your meta damage dealer ships and push it down to other ships that are much, much tankier, letting you survive longer and put out more damage over the course of the fight. So, anyways, if you guys have liked this video, please like and subscribe. Again, shout out to Packsify for sponsoring this video. Love you long time. Randy out.